Hello everyone, I hope you have had an absolutely brilliant Christmas. Happy Boxing Day. Now today I am bringing you a video on cleaning your golf clubs. Now you actually may have got some new golf clubs for Christmas, but if you're wanting to make your older golf clubs look like new, then this is the video for you. Basically, I read an article yesterday on Christmas Day all about cleaning your clubs and I actually learned something myself, so I thought, well, what a better way to share that knowledge with you is bring you a short, simple video here on Boxing Day. Let's go through together what equipment you need, what dirty grooves do to your golf shots, how to clean your grooves, and how to clean your grips. And finally, a little bit of a tour secret right at the end, so make sure you stick around. Okay, let's get into it. So the utensils that you're gonna need is a towel, okay? I like ones that have quite thick bristles on them as well. Helps you get into the grooves. And this little magician. So this is brilliant. You've got sort of a softer bristled side and then a bit more of a wire brush side. This is brilliant for getting all those bits of dirt out of those little creases. So good for on your bag, but also great for when you're cleaning your clubs at home. So let's get into why you need clean grooves. I'm terrible for this. And the one thing that I would say the most important thing is having clean grooves on your wedges. Look at the state of that. Now, most of us might sit here and go, you know what? I clean my clubs, join around. I do have that same intention. Sometimes it does not happen. So what can happen if you have dirty grooves, especially on wedges? It can basically nullify what grooves you have. So reduce your spin, more likely to have a flyer or a golf ball that comes up way short. So if we had a general term, it is really severely going to affect your performance on your ability of hitting a golf shot. No matter what level you are, give yourself the best chance of hitting better golf shots or your best golf shots by having the cleanest grooves possible. Don't follow what I've done there. That's absolutely, I'm actually embarrassed to show you. Okay, so we now know this, and the thing is, I'd say I learned this when I was caddying on tour of how pristine these golfers were keeping their equipment because of how much of an effect it had on what happens to the golf ball, okay? We want nothing to get in the way of you striking the golf ball on the fairway or even from the rough, so it's so key you get them clean. Let's now go into the process. There's a few ways of doing this, and this is what I learned yesterday. I used to just sort of run the water, scrape them underneath. Don't. What you do is get some absolutely boiling hot water, leave it to sit for around about 5 minutes, and then just place your clubs in there. Now, let's not try and break the blinds, and if you're doing this at home, safety. No ornaments on the side. We'll leave them like that. Okay? You're then going to leave them to soak for 5 minutes. This is just going to loosen up all the dirt, and then when you get your brush on them, it is going to be so easy to get the dirt away. You've now left them for 5 minutes, and this is just going to make your life so much easier. You know, another reason why I thought about this is, over Christmas period, right, we spend lots of time with family, but there's always that time where you're like, what can I do? Well, clean your golf clubs. Okay, let's take this wedge, okay? It's now been soaking for 5 minutes. What I firstly do is I use the sort of softer bristled side over the sink, just to loosen up and take all the dirt off. Just sort of brushing it along. I then give it a bit of a wipe. Just remove all the excess. And you can then really see the rest of that dirt that's still loose in there now, but actually at the bottom of those grooves. It's now time for the thicker, bristled, more wiry brush side, and get all of that out of there in just 3 or 4 brushes. One less dunk in. That was nearly good, wasn't it? Round the back, clean it away, and now you have Some absolutely pristine grooves. I mean, you can even see how it's shining. Should mention, fairy liquid or some washing up liquid in the sink. I forgot that. Right, that is now clean. On to the next part. Now, this is a part where I was like, you know what? And this is when I was reading it. I haven't done this in ages, and if you want to make your grips feel like brand new again, follow this process, because how many times do your clubs, you think, God, the heads are all right, but the grips just look tatty, I can't hold them, they feel horrible. Well, this is what I want you to do. Go through that process of cleaning all your golf clubs. I would then, once all my irons are out the sink, just place my driver head in there and just give that a wash. I wouldn't use any of the wire brush on my driver. I would just use the softer brush. Don't want to scratch any of the matte finish on top of the driver. So once no clubs are in there, do your woods individually, just dunk them and take them out. Okay, so we're now onto the grips, and all I want you to do is dunk your towel in with the Fairy Up liquid, get it a little bit damp on the end, and just brush it up and down, okay? All you're gonna do is make sure your grip is wet, then grab your bristles, give it a real good scrape up and down, and I promise you, when you dry this off now, you're gonna feel like and look like brand new, like wow. That just feels $1 million. That is the exact process that I would use to clean all my clubs, and that grip one, I absolutely love. The reason I don't dunk mine in is I have Arcos, and I know they might be waterproof, but I don't want to risk it. Okay, final point now, final point. Thank you for sticking around. This is the tour secret. So if you're going out for a round of golf, I would have one of these and one of these on my bag. But what I would do is, I would go in the locker room, make a little bit of soapy water, and dunk my towel in it, just so the corner is wet. This is going to make it so much easier to keep your clubs in tip-top, clean condition out on the golf course after every single shot. Treat them as if you had a caddy. There we go. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this short video here today. Have a brilliant rest of your festive period. And if you're feeling nice and not naughty, hit that thumbs up button. Enjoy the rest of your Christmas.